Hello and welcome to a new video at eDavy.com. I'm talking English now. Normally I do my videos in Dutch, but this time I did an interview with a Belgian company that is working on a game, a social media platform with animation. It's called Push. It's a lot. It's interesting. So I decided to give them a call and ask them some questions with their guys that are working on the project. And they are also trying to find some extra funding for the project. So I decided to ask them a couple of questions, and the interview is in English. So this video is of course in English with some Dutch subtitles. So enjoy the interview and see you later. Thank you for joining me with this interview with the company Intelligent Internet Machines. I've got here Rudy Verbeek, Thomas Guinée, and I am pronouncing it correctly?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's close. Mark.
Okay. Thank you for joining me for this interview. We're going to talk a bit about your latest development of your company. I think you're developing a new game called Push. Can you tell me something more about that game?
Yeah, it's more than a game in effect, because it's based on our experience of creating technology software that allows us to produce animation faster and quickly. So what we've done is bring the power of creating animation in a very simple way to mobile platform. And so although it has certainly game elements, Push has game elements, it's also a social platform. So it's a platform where anybody can create the character in a certain style, then animate it. In this case, it's about dancing, so you create your own choreography, and then you can publish it on a platform, but you can also share it on other platforms as well. But it has, of course, this competition element in it, where you can publish and challenge other people to dance. The goal for this application is to bring the power of animation to anybody, so that anybody can really create a high quality animation on a mobile or tablet.
Yeah, so without any animation skills, you can create your own animation character.
Correct. Yes, correct. So you, by swiping on the phone, by gesturing, etc., you can create animations, and we want to take it to a level where you, as a user, are more like the director of your own movie. So you instruct your actors, your avatars, what they should do and how they should act and interact.
In your information that you sent me, I saw some remarks about TikTok, about Fortnite. Did you get your inspiration from those platforms, games for this Push?
No, we're referring to both TikTok and Fortnite, because we have some elements that we borrow from both platforms. If you look at TikTok, it's a social sharing platform, user-generated content. So we want to take user-generated content to user-generated animation. So it has those elements where you can immediately, you have a feed where you can see, and when you open the app, you have a feed where you can see what others are doing, stuff like that. So in that sense, it has TikTok elements, but it also has Fortnite elements in that sense that it has a more competitive, but also the App Store, for example. There will be like an in-app store or asset store where users can buy extra moves, clothing, backgrounds, music, all those digital assets that are going to be available in the store.
Yeah, so the game's going to be free, but you're counting on those in-game purchases to generate some revenue, I think.
Correct. Yeah.
I've watched your video where you demonstrate the game a bit. I haven't seen it yet on my phone because it's in development, of course. And I immediately thought about that game called Fortnite when I see my 10-year-old son playing, and he's asking to buy a new skin for his character on the PlayStation. So I immediately recognized your business plan.
I would like to add that it's kind of the best of both worlds between it's the kind of the addictive shareability that's incorporated in TikTok with the easy to access way of creating content, but then on an animated way. And there comes the Fortnite gaming experience into play. So that's actually the thing that we're trying to establish, is a hybrid game/social app. And we try to take the best of those two platforms. The only thing, of course, in Fortnite when you play that game is that you have to use the characters that are available or being given you, so to speak, while in this case you will be able to create your own.
I think what Thomas referred to, in that it's the best of both worlds, that's what the significance of the TikTok and Fortnite references are. Is that exactly. Essentially when you participate in a TikTok experience, it requires that you film yourself. And now they're actually starting to do things where animation is being included, and other visual forms are being included in TikTok. But what we want to leverage is the fact that we have a proprietary animation engine that allows users to actually create what we call professional quality animation. I mean, when you look at it, it's pretty high quality. So this isn't the stuff from 3, 4, 5 years ago. This is cutting edge tech, and we're leveraging that to offer anybody the opportunity to start creating really amazing fictional or participate in a fictional world. That's where TikTok also kind of, at least for myself, they kind of miss an opportunity, in that what we do is we create a world that all our users can be involved in. So it's sort of where TikTok is this world, Push is its own universe, a bit like a Fortnite universe, or player unknown battlegrounds unknown universe, right? This kind of thing actually takes everything to a new level, and the technology that we have is the key to allowing that to actually take place.
If I might add, so Push is the first of a series of apps or software that we're going to release, but it's based on Animation, which is kind of the core engine, animation engine that makes Push possible. So in the trajectory of our company, we will of course have Animation more to the foreground as well. But our first, milestone is releasing Push, which is kind of the embodiment of what Animation can do, but then put inside a social platform and gaming app. Sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and what's your roadmap? When can we see this in action? When is it going to be released to the world?
Oh yeah, so where we are now is that we've developed the core technology that's ready. So we developed our own render engine that's running on any platform. It runs on mobile, tablet, runs inside a browser, runs on a desktop. So that's completely proprietary. Also, the animation engine is proprietary. All of the let's say the software main core blocks, they're all ready. So now we're developing on top of it the UI, the assets. We're looking at beginning of next year to do like a private launch and do assess what we have done and then learn from it. And then a couple of months later, we will be launching it in selected app stores.
I think what's useful, I mean, if I can make an assumption, is I think that the core here is that we are on a mission to democratize animation. Mm-hmm. Okay. I think that's central. The fact that we have something that we call user-generated content, right, specifies the fact that what we are doing is innovating on levels that really no one else in the world is innovating on, right? There are likely think tanks and companies that are, eyeing the potential of a global audience actually creating their own animations, but that doesn't exist yet. Mm-hmm. Especially an animation that might parallel something comparable to a Pixar film, right? So essentially, what we're doing is we're taking what we see are user trends and trends in video games and trends in like social platforms, for instance, like TikTok, and we're combining them.
Yeah, and you don't have to be a technology expert to use it. You can create visual and attractive animations and stuff that people really like and have fun with without really knowing something about how these things work. Yeah. I think.
And also, I think it's important to factor in the competitive element that Rudy brought up. Is that the fact that we introduce a competitive element, that is the central feature of Fortnite. It's like dancing is not the central feature of Fortnite. It's the fact that people get together and compete. It's that they're sharing, right? And it's in a video game context where TikTok is not a video game context. So
I think also that the social element nowadays, with a lot of people at home now, is important. So I think we all could agree that every new social element that people can interact with each other is something to look forward to, and that we can use nowadays.
If I look at the creativity that went on platforms like the former Vine and now on TikTok, also all these content creators, the Vine moguls like Logan Paul and all those stuff, they go onto TikTok to create now those comedy sketches and funny stuff. And that was the $1 billion worth of Vine, actually, in my opinion. And imagine now that you put an animation element in there, then the sky's the limit. In terms of creativity, this opens a whole new world, and that's crazy interesting to me personally.
This is the thing that's occurred. I was at a conference, the game development conference in San Francisco, and you could see how clearly one of the big things that was being discussed at the time was virtual reality. This whole thing that people are like, oh my God, it's immersion, it's all this kind of stuff. The subtext of that, in some form, at least the takeaway for me, was that VR was still a bit of a ways out, because the investment that people have to make for VR is relatively high. I mean, investment in gear, but also in going out of their comfort zone and putting headphones and like this whole rig on your head is not something that everybody's that inclined to do nightly, or you know what I mean? It tends to be a gimmick. It's got like this weird gimmick factor. What I noticed there at the time was the fact that real-time animation, that companies making real-time animation products, that was the like the sleeper hit in my view. And that's where there's going to be a massive surge of this. And I think it's fascinating in a way that in Belgium, we're likely going to be on the world stage pretty soon. People will be talking about us. Belgium is a really cool country, and it really needs to be put on the world stage. And I'm here to help do that. And I'm like, let's rock and roll. I mean, I'm obviously American.
Obviously.
So I hope that gives you a little bit more depth, Davey. A little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. True.